Welcome to the Media Pro Show, the show that gives you quick, simple tips to grow your business by serving as an expert in the media. Learn how to get all the TV, radio, newspaper, podcast, magazine, and online interviews and media appearances that you want, and learn how to be great in those interviews and appearances. I'm Dr. David Geyer, orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine specialist, and media medical expert. A few weeks ago, we talked about where to look during a TV interview, whether you're in studio doing an interview or whether you're doing it remotely by Zoom or Skype or something like that. That was episode 5. So if you missed it and you have a TV interview coming up, you should definitely listen to that podcast or go to MediaProsCoaching.com and watch the video. Today, I want to talk about a related topic related to where you look, a little different though than what I talked about last time. And it's a mistake I see a lot of experts make. And it's very simple. When you're talking, it's very obvious that how you act and what you do is important. That goes without saying. But just as importantly is how you act and what you do when you're not talking, when the host is talking and the host is asking questions. As I said in episode 5, you're not going to look at the monitor below the camera that shows you what the audience sees. It's just, you don't do that ever. You only look at the camera, and I would say you generally don't look at the camera except maybe for split seconds while the host is introducing you at the beginning and then in the outro. But the vast majority of the time, you're going to be looking at the host. Now, when you're answering questions, that goes without saying. You're going to look directly at the host as you're giving the answers. That's who you're having a conversation with. But you also want to be looking at the host while he or she is talking and asking questions. And that's the mistake I see a lot of experts make. That either it's Zoom, Skype, whatever, or it's in studio, they do all kinds of strange things. They're listening, I guess, but they're looking down at the desk or the table, or they're fidgeting with their clothes or their hair, or they're scratching an itch. All kinds of weird behaviors. You have to assume that you're always on camera. You might get away with it if you do one of those weird behaviors when you're not talking. If you're on a show, especially in studio where they have multiple cameras, yeah, the producer might switch to the camera that's focused directly on the host and you only see the host, so you might not be seen. But very often TV producers, when again there's multiple cameras, and even if there's just one camera, they want the guest and the host to be in the same shot. You have to always assume that you're on camera. You have to be on your best behavior for every second of that 2 to 4 minute interview. And when I say best behavior, I mean looking at the host and focusing intently on what he or she is saying and what he or she is asking. Great TV interviews are all about presence. One of the mistakes experts make a lot of times is they're so focused on what they want to say that they're already thinking ahead to their answer before the host is done asking the question. And then it just doesn't really work. That was one of the problems I had when I first started doing TV interviews. And I worked with a media coach that pointed that out and really helped me work through that. But I would be so focused on my 2-sentence message about the topic we were talking about and the 3 or 4 bullet points, the take-home points I wanted the audience to remember and implement, that's what I would be thinking about as they were asking a question. And I would be trying to get to those even if that's not what the question was about. The interview wouldn't flow very well. It was awkward and I was awkward. The key is to listen and answer the questions that they ask. Most reporters, most hosts especially, will ask questions in ways that allow you to pivot to your talking points. But if you look at the host and you focus intently on what they're saying and on the questions they ask and you answer those questions, the interview will go so much better. It's easier said than done, but it's worth your attention and effort. One of the things I do with the clients I work with one-on-one is that you and I look for TV shows and TV news shows especially that are perfect for you and your business. We look for hosts, producers, maybe reporters at that show and at that station that might be interested in your topic. We craft a pitch that would appeal to them. We deliver and develop a message and talking points that position you as an expert on that topic. And then we implement strategies so you deliver an amazing interview. Now, as I always say, just like on the website or in my coaching, on this podcast, I'm not giving you specific business advice. I'm not giving you medical, legal, financial, or any kind of specific advice. If you have specific concerns in your business, obviously, please talk to a professional in that area. But if you want to learn more, if you potentially want to get more interviews that could hopefully help you grow your business and make more money, get more customers, clients, patients, maybe even get you recognized when you go to the grocery store. Say somebody says, hey, I saw you on TV last night. I really loved your interview. If all of that, any of that potentially appeals to you, I can help you become a media pro. Go to MediaProsCoaching.com. Click the button to sign up for a free 30-minute strategy call with me. We'll talk about where you are, what your business is, and what you're trying to achieve in your business. And then we'll look for some simple steps, simple strategies that you can implement right away to start getting media interviews and appearances to help you achieve those business goals. And while you're on the website, get my free copy of the Media Pros Interview Checklist. This is a very simple, handy list. It's just a list of 20 to 30 topics, TV, but really any type of interview, things to remember, things to do so that you're great in that interview and you get asked back over and over. As you work and as you really put in the effort to become a media pro, I want you to remember the words of the personal trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. His name's Tim Grover. And his attitude or his message about how you achieve anything came down to 5 words: decide, commit, act, succeed, repeat.